Hey everybody, so we're back dealing with what seed stitch is, and I want to show you the seed stitch pretty quickly and talk about it for a second. So I'm going to turn the camera and let's point it down. I'll come a little closer. Let's see. So this is seed stitch, where it looks like little raised seeds. And essentially all this is a purl stitch and a knit stitch and a purl stitch and a knit stitch. And so the way this is done, what normally you may see a cast on of an odd number, but you can see how here this is a bump, this is a purl. So I am going to, in rib stitch you would knit the knits and purl the purls, but you're going to do the opposite. To stay in this pattern, you're going to knit, knit the purl, then you're going to bring the yarn to the front and you're going to purl this knit stitch. I'm working around my little camera stand, sorry. So I'm going to move the yarn to the back. I'm going to knit this purl and I'll bring the yarn to the front and purl this knit. So you're just going to go across in that same manner. So you're going to move the yarn to the back, knit the purl, bring the yarn to the front, purl the knit. Now, if you knit continental with your left hand, this actually is a little bit easier for you. So here I am, I'm still going to do the same thing. I am going to knit the purl. Let me get a better. Knit the purl, and then you just move your yarn to the front like that, and then you're going to purl the knit. Knit the purl, purl the knit. And if you just get used to looking at your next stitch, that is a bump, that is not. You can see it right there. That is a bump, so you would knit the bump, purl the neat or the flat, knit the bump, purl that. So you're just going to keep going. Then when you turn your work and you're down on this side, you would determine if that's a bump. You're usually on an odd number, you're going to start with a knit, but you always want to identify when you have a bump that you're going to knit it. So whether it's at the beginning, whatever you're doing, and here I'm going to go to the end real quick so you can see the turn. Don't pay attention to how I'm knitting this, but you can see that when you get to the end and you turn your work, what you're looking at. One thing too, just as a note, is when you're knitting seed stitch for the first time, if you're trying to make sure you know what your gauge is or what measure your piece measures, give yourself a little practice at this before you start measuring, because at the beginning of your seed stitch when you first start and 4 inches into it, it's going to be two different measures because your hands will have gotten used to what you're doing. So here I am now at the beginning, and you can see that there's a bump. So now when I turn my work, I would knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. And that's all there is to seed stitch. The biggest mistake people make when they're doing this, especially as newer knitters, they go in and they knit, and then they purl and they forget to move their yarn to the front. So they're reaching across and creating an extra stitch right there. And then they wonder, hey, how did I get these extra stitches? So you must remember to move your yarn to the front and then purl. Sorry, I know this is a little out of focus, but you're getting the gist of this. So here I just purled. I'm going to move my yarn to the back, and then I'm going to knit. All right. I hope that helps. Holler if you need me. Thanks. Bye.